viewing a beautiful Pennsylvanian -9 built by Titan Trains. The locomotive is built to 1.6 scale and is 7.5 gauge. The units weigh in at approximately 800 pounds. It is just shy of 10 feet long, coupler to coupler, 17 inches wide, and stands 25 inches high off the railhead. These units are constructed and assembled in a 15,000 square foot plant located in Virginia, with a dedicated staff of 10 employees. The body on the -9 is built from no rust aluminum and has a fair amount of detailing. The painting on this locomotive set really sharp. Titan uses an automotive base coat, clear coat system done in their in-house paint booth. Each of the locomotives is then finished with graphics from Miracle Railroad products. Locomotive painting generally runs between $1,700 and $3,400, depending on the complexity of the paint scheme. Let's take a closer look at this 8102 NS Heritage unit. Here you can see the snowplow, which is a $255 option and is for cosmetics only. From this side shot, you will see the perforated steps leading up to the engine's deck. These steps were finished nicely and even have yellow pin striping. The aluminum construction is something to watch, as an unexpected impact to the front of this engine may fold these stairs. The cab of the locomotive was finished nicely. The pin striping, gold trim, and the Pennsy logo really look good on this unit. Also visible are the operating ditch lights, which are a $425 upgrade, formed handrails, and the grab iron ladder running up the nose of the engine. There is a lot of good grab iron detail on the front of the locomotive. Up top, you'll see the number boards and the high-low beam dual headlight. In this pan, more of the body detail is visible, including the cab window shade, formed handrails, access doors, air vents, and the Fox fuel tank sides, exhaust, and more air vents toward the rear of the unit. The pin striping was very nicely applied to this engine, and all these little access compartment doors and grab irons help to make the engine shell pop. The cab window and the air vent framing are held in place by machine screws. In this shot, you can get a clearer view of the access door latches, hinges, and the machine screws. The back tail of the locomotive also has nice perforated venting, which will help create a draft through the engine to keep the mechanical components cooler while the unit is in operation. This pan of the roof will provide another angle on the air venting and the Fox panel detail on the top of the locomotive body. In this shot, you can see the control arm for the engine. The handle extension is $165. The dash panel with gauges is an $1,800 upgrade, and the tethered electronic hand control is a $1,875 upgrade. The gauges show scale speed, fuel level, hydraulic oil temperature, voltmeter, and brake pressure. The body for the locomotive is rugged and can be easily lifted off the chassis in one piece. The shell is secured to the chassis with 4 Allen bolts, which are easily removed. The owner must then disconnect a wiring harness up near the cab before the shell can be removed. Once the harness is disconnected, 2 people can lift the shell off the chassis. Let's take a look under the hood of the 8102. Here is a slow pan showing you her motor, exhaust system, hydraulics, and electronics. Starting up front, you'll see the locomotive's 30-amp automotive alternator, which provides power to handle all of the electronics, horn, bell, lights, control, and coolers. Behind the alternator is a 16 horsepower V-twin gas motor, which is the power plant for the -9. This motor is outfitted with the specially designed exhaust system from Titan Trains that reduces the gas engine sound to an exceptional level. For $1,350, you can also opt for a diesel engine sound system to help cover the remaining exhaust noise. Your locomotive from Titan will not sound like a lawnmower. The V-twin motor is coupled to a hydrostatic hydraulic drive system, and a hydraulic pump provides a smooth control of the train. There are 2 hydraulic fluid reservoir tanks and a hydraulic fluid cooler built into this system. This will keep the locomotive operating smoothly in hot weather extremes while hauling heavy loads on a commercial basis. The unit comes with a drift valve, which relieves the pressure of the hydraulic system. allowing the locomotive to roll freely should you need to manually move the engine. A large relay panel is also built into the unit using numbered wires and a heavy-duty fuse bank. All wiring work is completed consistent with good wiring and control practices. You can see the 12-volt battery and the bell tucked within the panel. The bell is a $320 option. The locomotive comes standard with a hydraulic parking brake, but if you are wanting an air brake system for your train installed, that is a $795 upgrade. The base pricing for this unit now starts at $19,695, which does not include paint. Realistically, you will be looking at a figure over $26,000 with options. The total came to roughly $26,942 for the locomotive with the electronic hand control, the dash panel with gauges, ditch lights, snowplow, bell, train brakes, and the crating charge. That is not accounting for the shipping fee, which ranges from $600 to $1,200 based on where you are in the country, or the painting costs for the locomotive, which range between $1,700 to $3,400. Once these costs are accounted for, the locomotive could exceed $31,000. Let's get 8102 on the rails and enjoy her in operation at the Hesston Steam Museum. We'd like to thank our friends at the Heston Steam Museum in LaPorte, Indiana for allowing us to film their Titan-9 for this review. This locomotive was in service on the museum's 7.5 gauge railroad over the summer of 2022, and staff said it performed very well. If you're looking for an enjoyable day of family fun, swing by the museum for a day of train rides and enjoy their exhibits. If you're interested in a -9 for your large-scale railroading needs, visit our friends at Titan Trains at titantrains.net. We hope you enjoyed this large-scale locomotive review here on the Steam channel. We'll catch you on the rails.